Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Crowdsourced Challenge, episode 14 I think we're at. Today we're doing ding ding ding. We're gonna do some hay. I'm not going to redo the intro. We're gonna be making some hay, well, tending some hay. I don't really expect that we'll get very far into doing this, to be quite honest. I think we might get the hay tedded, and that'll kind of be where we run out of time. I'd like to maybe get started on windrowing, but if not, so be it. I've still not been through the I've been through the comments. I've not added stuff to the wheel. I don't even have the wheel open currently. But I will be going through comments just after this. I'll get Spudputer out and run through comments real quick and see what I can add to the wheel. I think there was one about chickens, which will almost definitely be added, but maybe I'll tweak the number a bit, because 100 seems a bit excessive. I think it was like 100 chickens or something like that. That might be a bit excessive. But I don't know how chickens behave. I might get 100. How much is a chicken? Just farm sim questions. How much is a chicken? How much money must I spend on one chicken, please? How much money for 100 chickens? If you didn't see yesterday's stream yet, by the way, it's probably worth watching. It's a bit longer than usual. I went for the bonus hour. I'm hoping to go for the bonus hour again today, so and get some chill time in. So I'm actually going to record back to back again. Hence why I've mentioned that I need to sort the wheel immediately after this episode. But yesterday we had some fun. Some fun was had. If you've not seen that stream yet, there were flying pigs, cows and buckets. What else did we do? We turned the Manitou into a submarine briefly, bothered the locals, did a triple backflip, and got a cow to become an ostrich. There's gonna be somebody sat there right now just saying, "Dave, you're making all of this up." I swear to you, I got a cow to bury its head in the ground. I turned the Manitou into a submarine and pretended it was a submarine for a disturbingly long amount of time. Bothered the locals, did a triple backflip in the Manitou, got some pigs to fly, and got a cow into a bucket. That all legitimately happened in yesterday's stream. How's that for promoting the channel? RainbowDave Gaming, where pigs literally fly. The plan for tomorrow's video, I'll tell you straight out right now, at this current point in time, without having spun the wheel yet, is baling. We have a lot of baling to do. And I don't want to have 3 episodes in a row where I'm doing grass work. I want to have one where I'm, like, in a field doing, well, I'm in a field doing a job. Where I'm in a crop field. Grass is a crop. A crop that's not grass field. You can argue that, Dave. I mean, hay is technically not grass. You could be argued, Dave. Stop being a git. A oat field. Haha! Got you there. Now I want to make some straw bales, because we're gonna need to make them anyway, and I'm actually going to be using the fast track again. So you're getting very fast track heavy episodes at the moment. Because the options for tractors I have are fast track or John Deere. John Deere is on grain cart duty right now, even though it's doing nothing. John Deere is theoretically on grain cart duty. If I had that's something I need to set up as course play. Setting up a harvester on loading course is such a pain. Which is why I've not done it yet. Also, I mean, there is a certain joy to, like, I should just thinking about it now, I should probably have course played the actual Harvest. That would have been a smart idea. It's far too late now to do it, but it would have been a really smart idea to do it before I'd actually gone off and set up GPS, which I can't remember if this fast track has or not. It does, because the John Deere doesn't. One of these tractors has GPS, and if it's not the John Deere, it has to be the JCB. So I might well set up GPS on this. That would be a really smart idea. Why don't you set up GPS, Dave? Because I'm still on the headlands. Well, that's a good reason. It's as good a reason as any. So yeah, we'll actually GPS this field. I almost said something I shouldn't have. I've been watching my usual YouTube channels, and it's not. I generally I don't watch PG stuff. I said I've literally got a stream running in the background right now that I'm watching, and apparently Cone has died in iRacing, so chat is very upset. Well, it's not Control A, it's Control S. E. Auto width. Okay, so A point. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. B point. Yes. GPS on. And away we go. In an actually straight line. Why didn't you just use the vaguely straight line that is the other edge of the field, Dave? Because I'm an idiot and forgot that the other edge of the field was a perfectly straight line, or a mostly straight line? That's as good a reason as any! Yeah. Let's just ignore that side of the field for now and look at the pretty balloon. Everybody look at the balloon and don't point out in the comments how stupid I am. Now you're gonna point it out in the comments how stupid I am. I enjoy how when I say don't do something in the comments, the very first comment on the video is exactly what I say don't do. Because it's usually somebody who's a regular in Discord. And it's not even just one person does this. It's a group of you guys. It's usually somebody who's a regular in Discord, regular in streams, and knows that I'll find it bloody hilarious that because I said don't do something in the comments, that they went and did it anyway. But I should mention, if you're watching this video and you're not in the Discord, you should be, because the Discord is an extension of the, well, it's an extension of the channel, really. I hang out in there occasionally. Not in voice chat, but in text, and generally I spam memes. Also, I call Yanis a robot, and then Yanis gets annoyed and starts spamming different memes. I swear, some of the weird jokes that I've managed to create on this channel just don't make sense to me talking about them, but they work. So I guess they're good. I'm not entirely sure. I mean, on the bright side, yep. Dave.exe has stopped responding. Please hold. On the bright side of everything right now, we're gonna have, I was gonna say enough, excessive amounts of straw. We're gonna have, I'm gonna turn up the volumes here because I really like the Oh, why do I have GUI volume off? No, GUI volume 100. There we go. Let's turn off the vehicle volume a bit. Because hopefully that'll impact on GPS. Is this going to impact on GPS? Kind of. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it does have those beautiful green star sounds that I always had in GPS and FS17. Wopster has made them default, and that makes me happy. I'm sure that me actually finally using this mod is making some of you guys happy, because you've been... I have seen people shouting at me for quite a while, Dave, why are you not using GPS? It's because I was scared of it. That's not even a lie. I was intimidated by how different the mod was to what I'm used to, and it scared me. Upside of this, I am now going to have perfectly straight lines all the time. Downside of this, I am now going to spam GPS on every vehicle. I choked on air slightly there, sorry. I am tempted to GS cheap money in 15,000 so that I can GPS the 6R. But at the same time, actually that might be a good idea, because I'm probably going to keep the 6R. The fast track is probably going to be the tractor that goes first, in favor of something a bit bigger. Especially with the 40 km/h speed limit, the fast track is kind of useless. Because the whole point of having a fast track is that you can go fast. If you're limiting a fast track to 40 k's, yeah, you might as well just have a John Deere or something. So I might swap this out for like a 7R at some point. Not immediately, because I'll need money to do a swap. But at some point I'll possibly / probably swap the fast track out for something with just more power. I probably won't go for a 7R, because then I'll have like an all John Deere farm, and I don't like... I've always complained about people who have like nothing but John Deeres on their maps, so I'm probably not going to do that actually. Now that I think about it a slightly bit better. I'm gonna have to do a wonky here, just looking at the way this path is bringing me. I'm going to do a full loop of this telephone pole, just to get kind of a headland done around that, because I need to get around this way and kind of deal with the grass around here as well. That's just making a mess, Dave. I know, but it's the best I can do. There we go. GPS engaged. And I've probably missed a bit because of that. But oh well. Best I can do. Won't need to worry about it in the next pass at least. There is currently a no prizes competition for who can guess how many fields Field 18 will produce. The current tally is 20, and that's off the first headland. That was done just to see, for my own guesstimations, how many bales I'm expecting off Field 18. I have the number in my head now, and the question is, how many do you guys think? I have a number in my head of how many bales I'm expecting off Field 18. I'm going to write down 20, and then, like, as we get Field 18 done, I'm not going to bale this field until we get Field 18 fully baled. I'll just add up whatever bales that I get. I'll write them down on a sheet of paper somewhere, and just keep a running tally of, like, day by day, how many bales come out of the field, and then I can get, like, a final tally at the end, and we'll have an actual number of how many bales came out of Field 18, which is going to be a silly number. If you're guessing under 100, you're probably wrong. I'll be very honest with you guys right now. Also, I'm kind of unintentionally windrowing bits of the field, I'm noticing, as I'm tending it here. Let's get GPS back active. Cruise control on. And the tether down. Yeah, I'm being oddly consistent with where I'm lowering the tether. That's That's very unlike me. That's doing me a mild concern. Now, by the way, if you do leave comments, I do read them all. I have read like every comment left up until, well, today is Saturday at like, oh, I want to say about 5 o'clock. I read the last comments. Got every comment read up until about there. I just haven't dealt with the comments that I think should go into the wheel, which means I need to just run through them all very quickly just to make sure that I've not missed something for the wheel. So if you do comment, I do read it. It's just that some I end up missing because, or like I don't update the wheel constantly because that would be a pain to try and maintain. This field is looking really cool with the near perfectly straight lines on it. For once. In a rare bit of RainbowDave actually doing something correctly. Dave does tedding. And missed a bit. But, I mean, when I'm bailing, that won't make much of a difference. I am really glad, by the way, that I changed this field from being crops into being grass. I know... I was talking to Landy about it a couple of days... Well, at some point. I can't remember when exactly. Talking to Landy about it, he said he wanted to keep field 19 as grass, just because he wanted to have one field just in the default. Constantly, and I said to him, like, field 19 is a skosh too big for me to have grass on it. I would much prefer to keep it on field 15, which is slightly smaller, and have 19 as kind of a cash crop field, just due to the size. 18, 19 are perfect fields for cash crops. And actually, something else that I want to mention. You might have noticed that we do have quite a lot of field 18 actually harvested. We've got 133,000 litres of oats. The hope of the way that I want to do the crops, a few people have suggested crop rotation rules. I'm not going to implement a rule for crop rotation, but I am going to do crop rotation. Simply because the way that the crop prices work in game is if you're harvesting and storing a lot of one type of crop, or just selling it or whatever, if you're harvesting a lot of one type of crop, the game notices this and it dumps the price down. So what I'm hoping to do is to kind of, I guess, exploit this mechanic, because when it drops the price of one crop, it raises the price of others, and I can actually show you in the shop here. Yeah, it's dropping canola and oats, which is what I've got planted. But if I go over here, sugar beets is on the way up. I don't know why potatoes is down. And wool's still on great demand, but I don't have any. And is that silage? Well, that can't be silage. That's got to be like hay. Is on a good price at the barn. No, that's silage. But yeah, the prices of other crops go up. So I'm planning on exploiting that, because when a great demand comes in, it's a multiplier of the price. That's how great demands work. And while I said I wasn't going to exploit silage, because that's just too easy to exploit, I'm doing a much more complicated exploit with this challenge, in terms of like getting money together. Because it's a two-tier exploit. Tier 1 is obviously exploiting crop prices, so growing a huge field of something and then just storing it up and then growing a huge field of something else. Yeah, knowing that the price is going to dump when I harvest it and when I store it. As you can see from oats and canola. But the flip side is, if I have, we'll say, if I do wheat and barley next time, which is possible, then wheat and barley will dump, and the hope is canola and oats will jump in price. And then, on top of that, the multiplier that kicks in when there's a great demand will be even greater. And will have a bit more of an effect. That said, even with the supposedly low price currently of oats, it's still over 1,000 per 1,000 litres. And canola is much the same. This is part of the reason why I chose these two crops to kind of start the rotation. Is because if I really heavily min-max to get oat and canola as exploitable as possible, I guess, for great demand, what I want to do in order to cause that is to just spam the crap out of wheat and barley or wheat and corn or something like that, and just go ham with that so that their prices are basically going to be near zero, and the game starts trying to raise the price of everything, so oats and canola ends up going up. I could do that, but I'm not going to. I am going to just actually swap. I'm going to have 5 crops that I rotate, and then once we get a small field, probably at this point, after the first great demand or so, especially with the fact that we're not going to have enough shed space for all the straw bales. This I am now sure of. There will not be enough shed space for all the straw bales I want to keep. Or all the straw bales that'll be made, so I'll be keeping as many as I can. Yeah, I'm planning on buying like field 2 or 3 first. Which sounds a bit odd. Maybe field 1's a touch big for what I want to do. And whatever one of it is out of 2 or 3. 3 is about the same size as field 1, actually. No, it's slightly smaller. Probably going to be field 2. And what I'm going to do is, if I buy field 2, I will also start getting in some sugar beet equipment. And the kind of long-term plan is... That was the exact wrong thing to do just then, Dave. No, don't hire a worker, you... Yeah, I plan on having field 2 just be sugar beet maybe every 2nd or 3rd harvest and just store it up in a shed. Possibly the same shed as the bales. Especially if I get like one of the easy sheds. Easy shed, I think it's 3 is the one that I want. Is it 3? No, it's easy shed 2. Easy Shed 2 is the one that I want, because that has walls. And if I were to do that, then I could have like 1/3 be, at least for a little while, 1/3 be straw, 1/3 hay, 1/3 sugar beet, for kind of future use for the pigs. And like I said, I do plan on moving on to silage bales at some point. That's gonna muddy the waters a bit, but I'll figure out something to do there. I'll figure out something that'll work for adding silage into my storage system. I might just store sugar beets in what is currently the bale shed, because there's no plan on putting silage in there. There's no space kind of allocated in my head for that. And I kind of wish that the bigger shed just had the one door in the middle to make things a lot easier instead of the 2 doors where they currently are, because that kind of fiddles with what system I wanted for that shed as well, if I wanted to put bales in there. It's looking like we won't even get this field fully tedded today. And if we don't, that's not a big deal. I can finish it off during a stream. Probably today's stream, I would imagine, if I'm finishing this field, it'll be done. And then Monday, which is, I believe, tomorrow, in your guys' timeline. Yeah, Monday, which is tomorrow in your guys' timeline. I'm hoping to just spam record. So you might get videos that, like, the wheel just gets gradually emptier, and then suddenly, at one point, there's just a huge dump of new stuff into the wheel. Something that I didn't notice today, or maybe not from checking the comments, I didn't seem to get any comments about the silage system option thingy that I mentioned, the set of wheels to do with that. I swear I just heard somebody talking. That was very odd. I think I might be going slightly insane. But I think actually we'll leave it here for today. I know it's a bit of a shorter video. But I don't feel like there's much of a point in me just showing you like an extra 5 minutes of me tedding hay today. Tomorrow's video we'll be back in the fast track. We'll be out in field 18 doing some baling. Also part of the reason that I want to finish the video now, I know that there's, you know, it's a bit shorter than usual, but my voice is starting to show some signs that I should start getting a bit concerned for the day. So yeah, I'm cutting this a bit short. I'll leave by saying I've been RainbowDave. You've been watching Farming Simulator 19, the crowdsourced challenge. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave your comments, likes, subscribes, and all that nonsense below. Until next time, stay safe, and goodbye.